Who do you want to be the next Yankee manager?
Don Manley.
Why Don?
Well, I think Don he's been around. He's been around the club. Before he became manager, he was a player as well. So, I think that even though now I want to get this straight, I'm not a Yankee fan. I'm an Oakland A's fan. I'm from California, but since I come to New York, I'm still an Oakland A's fan. But I think Manley will do well.
Right.
Red Sox.
In how many games and why?
Well, they playing good, so I figure they'll win the first two, lose one, and then get the next two. That's my opinion.
Okay.
About opinions.
Yes, that's right. Oh, this is a family
Say it
program.
on TV either. But everyone's got one.
Lou Piniella.
If they could get Lou Piniella, you would be happy.
Yeah, Lou Piniella is cool. My mom lives right next to Yankee Stadium for 36 years. It got to a point that I got numb to the Yankees, but I worked there when that was my first job. So to me, I actually made me a little bit less a baseball fan more than work. We went over there for work, so that's why I'm not too gung-ho. But if you ask my rest of my family, everybody's in front of the building rooting for the Yankees, and I'm there just to get a couple of beers.
All right.
I like to see Donnie baseball. Don Mattingly.
Don Mattingly. Yeah, definitely. And to go the same course, not to stay the same course as Joe Torre is, but the fan favorite, and who else?
Okay.
Well, you see, that's up in the air with me. I think Joe should have stayed.
Took the money?
Listen, it's not for that. I understand he was insulted by the way they went about it, But that guy George should be a little more thankful for where he brought the team. He won about, four, five
he got four
series, and they stayed in the running for 12 years.
Not any franchise.
Listen, the man did a good job. It ain't his fault if they're not hitting. Okay? I mean, there's good players on it, but it's like shooting pool. Sometimes you're hitting them good and sometimes you're not. And that's really the way it is. Should we close down the pool room?
No.
All right. Well, then why you close down the manager? It ain't his fault. So, all I can say to George is to study long, you study wrong. That's what you did this time.
All right. Thank you, sir. That's a good one. I like that. They have Larry Bowa, Joe Girardi, Don Mattingly.
Don Mattingly.
See, that's who I was going to go with.
Okay.
Joe Girardi.
And why?
Because he was a former player and he won the Manager of the Year. So I think he'd be good for the Yankees.
Why not Donnie?
He's new. He just started managing.
Coaching.
Yeah, he started coaching, so.
Joe Girardi.
Girardi, not Mattingly. Girardi, I think he's got more. Because Mattingly is like a pet. Honestly, he's been in the house too long, and I think that my man is going to tell him what to do and what to say. He's a gentleman and whatnot, but he'll be another Joe Torre, too passive, too blah, blah, blah. We need somebody that got that can talk and scream.
Oh, okay.
That's why they got rid of Girardi, because he was stubborn. He was manager of the year and they still got rid of him because he didn't let the guy come and tell him what to do, push him around.
So,
tell him, I'm running this show down here.
So you want Girardi?
Absolutely, 100%.
All right.
Well, what both guys are trying to say.
Talking
really.
about a pet. We've got a pet. But come on now. He's
what he's trying to say. What he's trying to say is that Torre was kind of quiet and very passive, and Mattingly is going to be.
Joe had that quiet leadership.
Yeah.
He was not the rah-rah type. He wasn't jumping up and down, turning the bill of his cap backwards and getting in the face of the ball
he
players.
wasn't Billy Martin. He's not Lou Piniella. He's Joe Torre. He does things a little quietly, a little what some people like to say maybe a little more professional. Even though
But Guy, doesn't it take? It doesn't matter whether you're quiet like Torre or a firebrand like Piniella. Each of those managers were able to get results and get wins when they had to. Who's to say that either of those styles are the best?
When it comes to managing, there is no style that'll win you more games. I mean, yes, Torrey has won 4 World Series. Billy won what? He won a few. One with the Yankees that I can remember. I don't remember anything else other than that.
Lou's got a ring, right? Lou's got a ring.
Oh, Lou's got a few. Lou's got a couple from the Yankees. He's got one from the Cincinnati. No, Cincinnati.
Seattle didn't get one?
Seattle has not won a World Series, I hate to say.
Oh, thank you for the correction.
But he's got one from Cincinnati when they beat the Bash Brothers when they
were
playing.
That's right. They was both. Yeah. I'm not going to say that because this is a family program, folks.
Yeah, but they So I mean, your style of managing is your style of managing. The bottom line is getting results.
Getting results, but why are some of the fans looking for that firebrand type of manager? Why do they want somebody who's got fire and brimstone breathing all the?
I liked Billy when Billy was the manager of the Yankees, and the writers will tell you they didn't like him, but the fans loved Billy. They thought that Billy represented the Yankees. He was a go-getter, and the fiery and brimstone thing, the buildings shaking and stuff like that, and throwing dust and that was Billy. But I mean, the fans like it. It's theatrics, but sometimes the fans go to the ballpark to see a show, and Billy would put on a show, and not to mention that he was always a couple of steps ahead of you. Billy was very special.
Yes, he was.
But then you had Earl Weaver, who was the same way.
Oh, I loved Earl. Short guy, turned the bill of his cap around to get in the umpire's face and say, yeah. But let's get back to the matter at hand and managing the Yankees. You heard what the guy said. Hey, George, you studied long, you studied wrong.
I mean, listen, if I'm going to blame anybody for the Yankees' collapse, if you want to call it a collapse, I'm blaming George. I'm blaming George, and I'm blaming Cashin. Cashin for not having the guts to stand up to George and say, listen, you're signing a 40-year-old pitcher who's every year he's getting older, and I'm talking about Clemens.
Clemens, when was Clemens' last good showing?
Well, it's
a couple of years ago. He came this year. He's a mercenary.
Well,
these guys come here, they want to get a ring, and then when they retire, they want to go to Cooperstown in the pinstripes, New York pinstripes.
Yeah, but look,
mercenaries.
But honestly, I mean, you can't blame them. They're good. They're good players for the moment. But after a while, you can't be 40 and 41, 42. You're getting older. You're not getting younger.
No, can we have a mix of old and young, the youth and the age?
No, you're not. If you get that, you're going to get a player, but eventually that player is going to be 41, 42, and then you got to be. You're like, I mean, look at what happened with Randy Johnson. You're not going to be able to pitch forever. It's impossible to pitch forever. So I just don't buy it, and I like what Colorado did. I like what Cleveland's doing.
Colorado went young.
I mean, if you look at Boston's pitchers, Boston has one older pitcher, and that's Schilling. Beckett's still what you would consider in his prime.
Okay.
All right. So I mean. And Schilling's not going to be signed next year. Boston is not going to sign Schilling.
You don't think so?
No, he is gone.
See ya.
This is his last year. So if they win the World Series, and that's a big if they win the World Series, he'll be gone one way or another. So, but now let's talk about football because that's really what it's a hand. And this week was a great week. You had 6 touchdowns. Brady throwing 6 touchdowns. You had this guy for Tennessee. Right? Tennessee, was it?
The Tennessee Titans, he kicked
8 field goals.
Broke a record.
I mean, you had another guy kick 3 50-yard field goals. So, I mean, it was a wild week, and I'm still beating you. Still beating your butt.
Yeah, he's getting me, folks. Come on, y'all got to go to at myspace.com/Cheepseetzz. CheepSeetzz.
Yeah, and the Giants will be playing against
The
Miami
Dolphins
in London. So
Yeah, that's a real road
they'll
game.
be hanging out with the Queen this week.
That's a real
But
road
anyway,
game.
let's go to the question, and the question is,
Pats.
oh yeah,
Pats versus Indianapolis.
Who's gonna represent the American Football Conference, either the Patriots or the Colts, or whoever else you would choose? And here we go back to the main on the street.